Beautiful souls, how are you? I am here to talk today about the fact that your life purpose is not what you think it is. So, the question is, have you been searching for your life purpose? Like, if you're into, any kind of religion or spirituality, right? We all have this idea that we're here for this purpose, right? That like we have this life purpose. Everybody has this mission, right? And, find your life's purpose and find something that brings you passion and, you were made for something and you are supposed to figure out what this is and you're supposed to live out your life based on this purpose, right? And so much so that it really consumes us, right? Like, especially for those of us who feel, quote unquote, a calling, right? This need to do something or be someone in the world or create an empire or have this amazing job or become an artist or become a musician or the singer or whatever. We have this life purpose that we think that we have, right? Or that we need to be searching for. And I don't know if you guys saw the movie Soul, but this is a great movie. If you're an adult and you don't watch cartoons, like go and watch this cartoon, pay for it. It is so worth it. Because in this movie, spoiler alert, I'm going to give it to you anyway, but go watch it so that you can feel it for yourself. But basically this man is looking for his purpose, right? He wants to be a musician so bad, right? And he is searching and searching for a way to become a musician, right? And he ends up as a teacher teaching music, and he doesn't love what he does, right? Like he's looking to become this musician. He feels like he has this calling, right? And this need to do something great. Now I know we can all relate, right? On some level. And I will make this as life tangible as I can, right? So in my own experience, I know when I became a mom, I really felt like being a mom wasn't my purpose, right? Like, I mean, I knew it was part of a purpose of being here, but it felt like I was meant for something more, right? Like I couldn't just be a mom, like that's it, you know? And before I became a mom, like I was, dabbling in this career and that career. And I was like, this just can't be it. There has to be more, right? I have to have a purpose. I have this higher calling or whatever. And I really still, up until recently, have based my life decisions on this fact that there is some sort of life purpose to me, right? As I'm sure some of you do, right? Let's say you're in a job and you don't feel like this job is the right thing for you. And you're like, I know I'm meant for something more. I know I'm meant to do something. Or maybe you think you're meant to be a singer or a writer or a dancer or whatever. So, in this movie Soul, so use your own life as an example. So make sure you watch it. So he thinks he's, going to be this awesome musician, but he spends his entire life not being able to do it, right? And he finally gets this opportunity to become like a real musician, not a teacher, right? Not this thing that he had in his brain, and he dies. He fucking dies, okay? So he dies and he goes to, I guess, where the souls are, right? And while he's there, he ends up becoming like a mentor for this little soul. I'm kind of gonna truncate this for you, for this little soul. And this little soul like can't find its purpose, right? It needs a purpose in order, or like a talent or something, in order to move to Earth, right? To inhabit a human body and become this person with a purpose, right? Or a talent, an ability, right? And so anyway, fast forward a little bit, they both end up on Earth in separate bodies, right? And this guy who's a musician ends up in the cat, and this soul ends up in his body, right? And she's searching, he's trying to help her find a talent, find something, a passion or something she loves to do and all this stuff. And while she's in this body, she loves life. Like, she's never been to Earth before, and she's like, this is awesome. Like, pizza is awesome. Like, the trees are awesome. Like, people are awesome, right? And she goes and she like talks to people in a hair salon, and she like really connects to them and talks about life and really has this, intense connection and things like that. And she just genuinely enjoys being alive in a human body, right? And so towards the end of the movie, and I'm sorry I'm giving this away, so you should probably watch it anyway. Towards the end of the movie, she can't find her talent or her purpose, right? And she doesn't know what to do. And she's distraught, right? And she is like, I can't believe I can't find it. Like, Aristotle has his, Einstein has his, you have music, this person has that, whatever. And she loses herself, right? She becomes a lost soul. And it's really interesting because she is so sad that she can't find her life purpose, right? She is just devastated. And a lot of us can really relate to this feeling that we can't find what we're meant to do, right? We can't find this special part of us or whatever, right? And anyway, so we get to the end of the movie, and the end of the movie ends up being that there is no purpose, right? The purpose of life is to enjoy life, right? To be present. So we're going to talk about that today. And I'm going to use my own examples, and you guys can, use yours as you normally do, right? And take what resonates for you. But I found myself a lot searching for this meaning, right? This purpose, like something I'm meant to do, right? And I started coaching moms, and it felt amazing. And I was like, yes, this is my purpose. I'm meant to save moms and help them heal and become the best versions of themselves. And it brought me so much, right? And I was like, this is it. And I'm going to stick with this, and I'm going to keep going, and this is going to make me happy. And I did it, right, for a while. And it really did bring me so much joy and happiness. But within that joy and happiness also came a lot of sadness, right? A lot of, why isn't this working the way I thought it was going to? Why is this so hard? Why does this feel like, heavy? Why does this, why do I have to do all these things? Now, don't miscount what I'm saying, like running a business is difficult. But I'm saying that it wasn't like this grand feeling that like I'm living out my purpose. Like it was in the beginning. And then it didn't really become that way afterwards, right? And I think what was the biggest problem was that I was constantly searching for more, right? To do more, to enhance the purpose, to be this somebody, right? To make a difference in the world. I think we all really want to do that at some level, right? And really make an impact or leave a legacy or whatnot, right? And so I was constantly chasing something, right? The next level, the next best thing, more money, a better job, more clients, more this, my leaving a legacy. What am I supposed to do with my life? I'm supposed to, do something great. I'm constantly chasing something. And it was a never ending cycle of just constantly chasing something bigger and better. I was really chasing this quote unquote life purpose, right? This thing that we're supposedly good at, right? That's what every single religious teacher teaches, every spiritual teacher teaches. We all here for a purpose, right? We all have this purpose to do fucking something. And like that is all good and grand. And I don't know, maybe we do have a purpose, but what I've come out to find is that in this constant chasing of something else, right? Like we have to do something else. We have to be somebody in the world. We have to prove ourselves. We have to, find this thing that we are so good at. We lose so much. Now, I know this sounds counterintuitive and you're like, wait a second, everybody's always told me that I have this purpose and I'm going to be this grand person and I got stuff to do. And it's not to say that you're not going to do that and you don't have this purpose. Maybe you do. I have no idea, right? And I'm one of those people that like in my astrology chart, like it says I have a purpose. It says that in the astrology part, but who fucking cares? I think what I've realized is that the purpose that we're searching for causes us to chase. right? To constantly be seeking things outside of ourselves, seeking things that are better, right? We say we want a goal, we get a goal, and we reach the goal, and then we're like, okay, well, let's say your goal is to make $10,000 a month, right? And you reach that goal. Maybe it takes you forever to get there. You reach that goal, but then you're like, no, I want to make $20,000, right? And you never stop. Like, you keep going. And I find it's the same thing with people in general, including myself, that when you think you found your purpose, you're like, no, but I need more, and I want more, and I want more, right? So it's this never-ending cycle of almost never being happy, never being content, never feeling satisfied, never feeling purposeful, right? Because if we're constantly chasing something, then we can't appreciate where we are, right? We can't ever be fulfilled is really what it comes down to. And that's really what this movie Soul talks about, is this guy spends his entire life in search of better things for himself. Now, that doesn't mean to not have goals and go for your dreams and things like that. But it does make you want to rethink what's actually going on, right? So he's in constant search his whole life, and he becomes basically an older man, right? And he never fulfills this purpose because he fucking dies. Now, I am a huge, new age person or spirituality or anything like that, right? And I've heard this, Dr. Wayne Dyer used to say something, don't let the music die within you or something, or die before you. I forget what the stupid saying is now. Don't die with your music still in you, right? And so what I'm trying to get at is there is truth to both sides, right? But if you look at this movie Soul, it really homes in on the fact that while you're in this constant chase for something better for yourself, some sort of purpose or meaning or whatever, you miss life. You miss everything. You miss the present because you're living here. You're like, I need this. I need to get there. I need to get more. I need to get this. I need to get that. Da, da, da. Now, I did this too. I did this. This is why I'm talking to you. And I'm not sure if I'm going to continue to this or stop, but I'm trying to stop because it really made me realize that I was not happy, right? I wasn't happy because I was never fulfilled or content where I was. Whether it was a job, my business, my relationship, whatever. I was always searching for something more. Now, this is where it gets really complicated. This is why this is like a philosophical, I wish I could say that word right, philosophical talk. A philosophical talk, right? Because what I'm realizing is you need to see two ends of the spectrum, right? Two things, and not take anything as 100% truth, and question everything that you've ever known about anything. Question everything, because nothing is 100% true, and there are both two sides to the story, right? Everything has a sense of truth, right? And every truth is different to each person, right? You're gonna have a different truth than me, and I'm gonna have a different truth than you. But you want to be able to see another person's perspective, like put yourself in somebody else's shoes, right? So that's really what I'm learning how to do, is really see that there are two sides of the story. So sure, there could be a life purpose for us, right? Everybody could have an individual life purpose. But on the flip side, like if we're constantly in search of this purpose, then we miss the now. We miss everything that's happening. With my clients and myself, I know that a lot of moms struggle to be present, right? I also know a lot of dads struggle to be present. And I also know a lot of people struggle with anxiety, including myself, right? And part of that struggle is that we are not comfortable with what's going on in our life right this second. Right? We're not content with it. We're not happy with it. And thus we cannot be in it. Right? For the longest time, I used to meditate and do yoga, and I still meditate and do yoga, not as regularly as I'd like. And they talk about being present. And I was always like, I am present. I am present. Like, what the fuck does that mean, right? Like, be present, be in the moment, right? But I don't think I ever really understood what that meant until now. And again, this might change. You might find this video 5 years from now, and my whole ideas might change. And that's really what life's about, is changing our ideas and perceptions, constantly growing and things like that. Nothing is 100% truth, right? So it's how you evolve and how you perceive things, and are willing to change your thoughts and the way you perceive yourself in the world and other ideas and opinions. But for right now, what I've realized is that being present, I never really knew what that meant. I'll give you an example. For those of you who are parents out there, you totally get this. And for those of you who don't, that's okay too. I'm sure you can resonate on some level. Imagine playing with your kid. A lot of parents have issues just engaging, right? Because we're like, we got to do the dishes. We got to wash the clothes. We have work. What about that email? We have to call that person. We have to take a shower. We have to cook dinner. We have to do this. We have to do that. So it's very difficult for a parent to be actually engaged in the moment, not thinking any other thoughts with their child. I can't tell you how, that is like the hardest thing for parents, myself included, to actually be fully engaged in the present and not thinking about anything else. Do you know how difficult that is? Right? And I'm sure some of you can totally relate. Like if you're working and you're totally engaged in your work and you have not thought another thought, right? That is being fully present. But if you're working and you're thinking about, what is this guy going to say about that? What is this guy going to say about this? What is that going to happen? I got to call this person. I got to do that. You're not present, right? Because there's other thoughts going on, right? And it's always, you're thinking about something that someone did or something's going to happen, right? So being fully present is that there's no other thoughts. Like, what? How do you do that, right? So when we're talking about this constant chase, right, and this being present, it becomes really difficult in our daily lives to just enjoy the moment that we are in. And me searching for this purpose, right? And as some of my mom clients were searching for a purpose outside of the home, right? We're searching for something to do, a job to have, a purpose to be had. We miss the purpose that's happening right now. The present moment, enjoying the present moment. And really, Soul is all about that. That movie is all about enjoying the little things in life, right? Enjoying where you are, finding purpose in what you're doing right now. And so as I learn more, read more, watch more, do more, things like that, I absorb more information that really directs that our life purpose is really to live in the moment, right? And find happiness in the present moment that we're in. Find purpose in the present moment that we're in, right? And possibly as we move forward in life, maybe we would find a purpose. I have no idea. But really what is, I think our life purpose is, just as humans, is to find who we are, what makes us happy, what makes us feel content in the present moment, right? Constantly learning about ourselves, right? What is happiness for us? What does it mean to be present? I had watched this thing the other day that was, I think I watched The Karate Kid, the newer one, not the older one. And, he was talking about Kung Fu and how Kung Fu is a way of life, right? And how focus, intention is, you do everything in your life with intention, right? And I thought about it and I was like, shit, I don't do shit in my life with intention. I mean, like, really think about it. Like, when you sit down for a meal, like, how often do you really, like, sit down and are like, thank you for this freaking food that I have here. And let me, like, really enjoy each bite and the drink or the wine or the beer that I'm having, and just bask in this sense that I'm eating, and whoever I'm eating with, it's going to be a wonderful experience. And you take slow bites and you enjoy everything. Like, who does that? Nobody, right? I mean, if you do, I'm in awe of you, okay? But like, how many of us really sit down and do that? We're more like rushing through dinner because I'm gonna wash the dishes, put the kids to sleep, or we gotta watch this show, or we gotta call this person, or we gotta text this person, or see what's going on social media. Like, we're always moving in our brain. Like, we don't sit down and do things with intention. Like, do you wash the dishes with intention? Like, I was like really floored at this statement that he made. Like, wash the dishes with intention? Like, fuck, I hate the damn dishes. Like, like normally I'm washing them. I'm like, just get this done and over with. Like, how do you wash dishes with intention? Like, are you fucking kidding me? But it really made me think that in life we really don't do things intentionally, right? We're not mindful of the fact that we're alive in this present moment and that this moment is really all we have, right? Because we talk about, oh, tomorrow's not guaranteed, but we don't actually think about this. And with my mom having stage 4 cancer, I don't think I've ever thought that I didn't have time, right? That time is precious. We talk about that, right? But nobody actually really sits and says, holy shit, like, what would happen if I didn't wake up tomorrow? What would happen if I didn't see a loved one tomorrow or today? Right? What would I want to do on my last days on earth or last day? What would I do? Right? If you had one day left, I had this conversation with my friend Nicole. What would you do if you had one day left? Right? Would you soak up what you have? Would you just spend time with the people that are in your direct circle, right? You don't have time to go to all these places and see all these people and do all those things, right? You don't have a whole year, right? A day. I was like, a day. You know, I'd probably just sit outside. Oh, I'm getting emotional. And just be like, wow, like, I'm going to miss this. You know, I wish I, looked at the sky more, or I wish I spent more time outside or admiring the beauty in the trees or the beauty of my son, or more time, engaging in play and expressing how much I love somebody, or saying what was on my mind, or just enjoying the food that I was eating, or things like that. Like, if you only had one day left, like today was your last day, that is doing things with intention, right? Appreciating what you have right now. And I don't think that I would have ever thought about this, right? If it wasn't for my mom going through what she's going through. Because it was never so close to home before, I guess you could say, right? Like, things like that happen to other people, right? That's what we think. And then when it happens to us, we're like, fuck. But it really changed my perception of life and how we should be living it, or rather how I should be living it. How are you guys living? It's totally up to you. Why do people call every time we're on the phone? How we should be living it, right? Can you just excuse me for 1 second? Aberdeen. So, I might as well just take a drink since the phone is ringing. So hang in there. Okay. So maybe it'll shut off. Maybe it won't. Oh my God. Okay. I don't know how to fix that. Anyway. So I really never thought about life this way, right? I really never thought to do things with intention, right? And as I began to listen to my intuition a little bit more, be more mindful, I start picking up these things from, movies, books, people are saying, what's online and stuff like that. And it's really all come down to, trying to live your life in the moment now with intention and find purpose in the now, right? So I can attribute it to when I had my postpartum depression and anxiety, and how I felt like I was like, this can't be my purpose, right? Like, being a mom's not a purpose, right? It's like a job. And I was like, oh no, I need to go back to work. I need to do something else. Like, this isn't my purpose. Like, I'm meant for something better. And if I could go back, which I can't, I would have said to myself, if I go back and tell my younger self, this is your purpose for right now. This is your life purpose for right now, right? And your life purpose might be teaching group exercise right now, right? Your life purpose may be, working at the job that you're at right now. You do have a purpose in whatever you're doing right now. You may be in the fucking boringest job you've ever been in your life. You might hate it, but you serve a purpose and you are purposeful at some level, right? Maybe this is not what you want to be doing moving forward, right? But it doesn't mean that you don't have a purpose. In fact, I'm starting to think that we have multiple life purposes, right? I'll talk about my ideas about soulmates and twin flames and all that shit. But on that note, I think we have multiple life purposes. And I think that, like we talked about with the sight goals, that as I guess there's a life purpose of life, right? Just to be here. I think our life purpose is tons of lessons and things like that. But within that, we might have multiple life purposes at certain times, right? I'm starting to believe that we are in the place that we are in space and time, or have been in space and time, because there was a purpose for us to be there, right? Our purpose may have been to learn and grow. Our purpose may be to help somebody, to befriend somebody, to have an argument with somebody, right? There was a purpose to every single thing that you have ever done in your life. And there still will be a purpose to every single thing you do. And I think part of your life's purpose is to find purpose in what you're doing right now, in the moment that you are in right now, because that is the only moment that you have. Right? You may not have 25 or 50 years to discover your life's purpose, right? Your life's purpose may be exactly what you're doing right now for this moment, right? Maybe, I don't know. Just some thoughts that I've had. And, maybe life's purpose, searching for this life purpose, is sort of making you miserable, right? Because we're looking outside of ourselves. I'm going to talk a lot about identity and, our authentic self. But I also believe that part of our life's purpose is turning inward, right? Finding out who we are, right? What we like, what makes us happy, and being content in the moment, happy in the moment, right? When I learned a lot about psychology and the subconscious brain, how those things work, and neurolinguistic programming and emotional freedom technique and re-imprinting, what I found was, like we talked about in the beginning, where we're constantly searching for a goal, right? Purpose, more money, whatever. We have this goal and this thing in mind, this life purpose in mind. And what we don't know, well, why we're unsatisfied, rather, should I say, is we get to a goal and we're happy for like 1 second, and then we start another one, right? And when we reach the goal, it's almost like we are not fulfilled reaching that goal, right? So I sort of feel like, this sounds terrible for all my moms watching, but I sort of feel like that's what happened with my business. I was like, yes, I'm going to start a business. Yes, I'm going to do this. Yes, I'm going to make this amount of money. Yes, I'm going to do this. Yes, I'm going to do that. And it was like goal after goal after goal after goal after goal. And like every time I reached another goal, I was like, okay, I did it. Now to the next goal. Or I didn't do it. Okay, now to the next goal, right? Like, I don't know if I really enjoyed the process of building a business from the ground up, right? Like, I didn't enjoy any of it. I was like, this is hard. I don't like this. This takes a lot of time. I didn't go to school to be a graphic designer. I didn't go for copywriting. I didn't go for marketing. I'm learning all this new stuff. I don't know any about this. And I disliked the whole process of building it, right? Really, what I wanted was to make money doing something that I knew I was good at and that I enjoyed doing, right? But I didn't enjoy the process, right? And also, I don't know if I knew why I wanted that goal, right? So when you talk about neurolinguistic programming, there's something called a value solicitation, and we can do one together. And it's really pulling out what your values are, right? Because a lot of us don't know what our values are. We don't even know what we like. We don't know what we want. It's like this. We think we want $1 million, right? We think we want $1 million. Then when we get the $1 million, we're like, okay, we got it. Then we're like, fuck, I want $2 million. We work. We get the $2 million, or we manifest, we get the $2 million. We're like, yes, $2 million. We did it. $3 million, please. Okay. Now, what neurolinguistic programming tells you is that there's a reason, like we talk about the life purpose, we're chasing, okay? We're unfulfilled. When you reach a goal and you are unfulfilled, there's a reason. There's a fucking reason you are unfulfilled. Because it did not meet your values. Your goal was not in line with your values. It was not in line. My life's purpose was not in line with my values, right? Or only in line with some of them, right? And when we reach this goal, we're expecting to have some sort of like, woo! Don't get me wrong. You will do some happy dances and things like that, but it's not going to, you're not going to feel this utter fulfillment. It's sort of like revenge, right? Like when somebody gets revenge on somebody, it's like you don't feel this instant gratification. Like it's not there. You feel an instant gratification, but like the feelings are still there, right? It's not like you're like, yes, I got revenge of this person and my whole life has changed. You think that's what happens, but then you get revenge and then you're like, well, I kind of feel worse. Or still got these feelings and I thought I'd feel better, right? Same concept with your goals. When you're setting goals or you're looking for this life purpose or this meaning in life, right? You get there to whatever you think is the goal, whatever, and you get there and you're like, yeah, I thought it'd feel better. I thought it had more meaning. I thought it would be like, something of substance. Or rather that it would be a long-term gratification, right? And really it's instant. So neurolinguistic programming, they figured out why that happens. And a lot of that is that your goal is not in line with your original values. And maybe tomorrow I'll do a value solicitation with you, but it's not in line with your values. And also, it's almost like you knew it wasn't aligned before you started, right? So in neurolinguistic programming, when you're thinking about goals, and they call it like chunking down, but they want you to take a goal. Let's say you want to lose 25 pounds, or you want to, stop smoking, or you want to, win the lottery. I have no idea. You have a goal. They want you to solicit why that is important. Why is that goal important? Why do you want to lose 25 pounds? I guess I'm going into it now. Why do you want to lose 25 pounds? Why do you want to win the lottery? Why do you want to do that, right? And then you're going to answer, well, because I want to look good. Well, why do you want to look good? I don't know, because I want to wear a bikini, right? Well, why do you want to wear a bikini? I don't know, because you haven't been able to fit in a bikini in years. I don't know. Well, why is that important? It's important because I'll feel confident in a bikini. Well, why is that important? Or why is feeling confident important? I don't know. It's going to make me feel better about myself. Well, why is feeling better about yourself important? I don't know. It'll make me happier, right? Another thing you could do is I want to lose 25 pounds. Well, I want to become healthier. Well, why is being healthy important? it'll make my life easier. I'll have a longer life. Well, why is having a longer life important? I don't know. I'll be able to see and do more things. Well, why is it important that you see and do more things? It's important because, hold on, let me use my own examples because now I'm getting confused. I want to see and do more things. Why is that important? It's important to me because I don't know, like to learn things, right? Or I like to be with my family. Well, why is that important? Why is it important that you want to see and do things or you want to be with your family? It's important because, you know, I want to spend time with them. Time, right? Why does everybody call? Oh my God, I don't know how to fix it, guys. Okay, so anyway, why is it important? So you're going to say, well, family's important because I love my family, right? So eventually you're going to ask yourself this many questions, and we'll do like a real one on a different day, but you'll come to these core values, right? So in value solicitation, they want you to look at your goal and ask yourself why they're so important. And at the end, it will come to your core values. And if it's aligns with your core values, right? Okay, so some core values are such as love, connection, freedom, happiness, joy, passion. I'm missing a whole bunch. Gratitude, right? There's a whole bunch of values that you may have that you don't even know you have, right? So part of the value solicitation is to find out if your values are aligned with goals. And if that goal is not in alignment with your values, like if you can't find a deep enough reason why, then the road to the goal or your life's purpose is going to be miserable. And when you get to the goal, you're not going to be happy. You're not going to be fulfilled, right? Because you didn't solicit those values from this goal, right? So $1 million people think is going to bring them more happiness, but the truth is that it may not give you more happiness, right? It may give you a version of happiness, right? But you're not going to just end up with $1 million tomorrow. I mean, that would be great. But even if you did, it's not going to change how you feel right now in this moment. It might give you instant gratification. Let's say I give you $1 million today. You'd be so happy. You'd be like, yes, I'm going to buy all these things. I'm going to do all these things, right? And in a few days or maybe a few weeks, when you start using all of the money, all those feelings are going to come back. Whatever feelings you were feeling, right? Feeling like, oh, you have no money, you're trapped, or you're going to run out of money, or, you're not happy, you're not fulfilled. It didn't bring you what you wanted. You need more, you need more, you need more, right? So we're like on this constant chase, right? Of our life purpose and more shit. I hope I'm making sense here. We're on this constant, path of this. So when you solicit your values, this helps you to enjoy the present moment, find those values in what you have right now, right? Make sure it's the same as your goal so that the journey is much more enjoyable. It brings you fulfillment and satisfaction as you're on the journey. And when you get there, right, you will feel fulfilled and you will bask in this wonderful goal that you have reached. And it's not so much the goal that brought you fulfillment, right? Or your life purpose that you found, maybe, that brought you fulfillment. It was that you enjoyed the process, right? You found fulfillment and happiness and contentment and purpose in what you are doing all along the way. I hope that makes sense. All along the way. So when you are searching for this life purpose, trying to reach this goal, trying to chase more, trying to do more, please know that nothing over there is going to help you in this fucking moment right now. It's going to give you hope, right? You're going to be like, yes, I got a goal. Yes, I got this. But nothing is going to change how you feel right this second. All that shit out there, your life purpose that you're chasing, that job, that goal, that is not going to change how you feel right now. You can only change how you feel right now. You can only find fulfillment and purpose in this moment right now. Okay. So Life's purpose, I think, is finding meaning, happiness, contentment, who we are, and purpose in what is happening right this moment. No matter how good or bad this is, no matter what your freaking situation is, right? Finding it now. Because when you talk about meeting goals and finding your life purpose, and then we talk about or manifesting or any of that, all of that is finding the feelings that you want, that you're looking for outside of you right now in this moment. So if you're looking for your life purpose, right, whatever you're supposed to be doing, right, find purpose in what you're doing right now and really feel purposeful. Like, I don't care if you're a freaking receptionist, right, or a gas station attendant, like, you have a purpose. Like, that is purposeful. Like, people can't pump their fucking gas in New Jersey without a gas station attendant, right? And if 2020 COVID pandemic didn't teach you anything, every job is important. So as mundane or as boring as your job is, find legitimate purpose in your job. Like, people can't book appointments at whatever place you work at if you're not there to pick up the phone. Like, I know that's a silly thing, but in order for you to find whatever you consider your life purpose, is you actually have to solicit the feelings right now in this moment, right? That you are purposeful now, that you found a purpose now, right? And this way your subconscious brain and the universe, right, can lead you to whatever you consider your life purpose. And in fact, not lead you there. Have you see purpose along the way, feel fulfilled along the way before you get to whatever, right? The idea is the purpose in life is to feel content, happy, and purposeful in every present moment. Not that it's going to come, that it's already here. You know, I love this microphone that's in front of me. I love it. I waited so long for this microphone, okay? Finding the purpose in things, like enjoying what's happening here, right? If you're looking for a goal, right, and you want, I don't know, more happiness, more love, more whatever, find it in your life right now, right? I think I talked about in one of the other videos that I constantly ask the universe for more love, right? A partner, a wonderful love soulmate. And what I didn't realize is that the love that I was asking for the universe, right, and my subconscious, like scientifically, right, was coming to me. It wasn't the way I wanted it to come, but it was coming, right? More love from my friends, more love from my family, more love from my son, more love from my dog. There is love all around you, right? There is abundance all around you. It may not be in the way that you want it, right? You may want abundance as money, but let's say it's coming as abundance of love, or abundance of support, or abundance of people, or abundance of food, or abundance of clothes. Like, you have abundance all around you, right? And you have purpose all around you. So if you're searching for your life purpose, it's all around you. You're purposeful. If you're a mom to a dog or dad to a dog, like, you have a purpose. If you have a child, you have a purpose of a parent. If you have a job, you have a purpose at your job. If you are a son or daughter, mother, father, you have a purpose, right? So you thinking that there's something else outside of you, right? Something that you need to achieve, like, you're already doing it. You just have to become consciously aware that you are living a purpose. Maybe it's not the purpose, right? I don't fucking know. But you are living a purpose, and it's to bring it back into the now and feel those feelings now. Feel content, like, fuck yeah, I do have abundance. Maybe it's not abundance of money, but there's abundance of things around me. Maybe you do have prosperity and you want more. You have to notice what you have now in the present moment. Live it with intention. Feel it, like, it's everywhere. It's all around you. For me, my highest values are freedom and connection, right? I have connection. There's people popping on the line, right? Maybe not everybody's staying, but I'm connecting with you, right? I'm connecting with the universe right now. I'm connecting with my friends, my family member. That is huge for me. Freedom to be able to speak what I want, right? So right now I feel utterly fulfilled. Whether or not this does anything for my life, it doesn't matter. I feel good about it. So the journey to whatever I'm going to do is going to be fulfilling for me, right? No matter what it ends up being, because I'm doing something that makes me feel fulfilled now in this moment. I'm feeling good. I found something that made me happy, right? Find what makes you happy with what you have right now. That is the purpose. I think our whole purpose is to live in the moment, the present. Find what's happening, all the blessings that are here right now, no matter how good or bad, don't come from a place of lack, that things are outside of you, right? That you always have to be chasing something. I just spent the past almost 33 years of my life chasing something. Give me that. Give me that. I want more of that. I need a purpose. I need this. I need that. And I never felt content. God, honestly, I felt happy after a fashion, yes, but not content. Not like, yes, this is my life. I feel purposeful here. I feel like I have a purpose as a mom. I feel like I have a purpose as a daughter, right? A purpose as a wife, a purpose as a friend, a purpose as a dog mom, right? I never felt that. I mean, I felt like I was living a purpose at certain times, but not the purpose, right? The purpose. And I think the purpose is this. Whatever you're doing right now is the purpose, right? For you right this second. Notice that. Notice that you have all of these blessings around you. Notice what your values are. What in your life do you have that is part of your values? Again, we could do a value solicitation so that you can figure out what those values are. And then start making goals and decisions and seeing things in your life based on those values. Because your values, if you're living your life with those values, that's where you feel content. That's where you feel fulfilled. That's where the happiness comes from. Because you are literally living your life based on what brings you the most utter joy, peace of mind, calm, excitement, right? You are literally living it. So figuring out what those values are going to bring you closer to whatever that is. And you're going to start to notice in what areas of life that you feel fulfilled, right? Because you might feel fulfilled in your job right now or purposeful. You might feel fulfilled and purposeful as a parent or in your relationships or in working out or, in finances or whatever. You're going to see in what areas of your life you feel fulfilled and happy and which ones you don't. And in the ones where you don't, that's where you're not soliciting those values, right? That's where you're not listening to who you are and what's important to you. You may be listening to everybody else, right? Or chasing something outside of you, which is really inside of you, right? So as we wrap this up, if you've been searching for your life purpose, please stop. No, I'm just joking. You could still search for it. I think I'm still searching for it. But I think what I'm not going to do anymore is chase things that I can't even see. Or rather, chase what I think is my purpose, right? Chase that. And start seeing those more as goals and or life purposes for that moment as opposed to my entire life purpose, right? Because what I do see is that as you grow and evolve, your purpose and values and things like that start to evolve as well. So what may have been your purpose before isn't necessarily your purpose now, right? So what makes you happy before isn't exactly what makes you happy now. And that if we are holding on to, like we talked about the end of the cycle, if we're holding on to those other things that we thought brought us happiness or thought brought us fulfillment, but maybe doesn't do now, like that's not helping us, right? Letting go of maybe this idea that did bring us happiness, that's great, but it doesn't bring us happiness right now. Maybe something else does. Maybe you realize that, I've always loved spending time with my family. My love language is quality time. Right? That's why I can talk for so long. Quality time. Like I love to be with people. I love to just, get in deep and talk and like love on each other, communicate and things like that. So I love spending time with my family. I didn't know in the past how much I really love spending time with my family. All of my family. The extended family, the immediate family, like everybody. I just love them. I know it sounds nuts, but I'm serious. I guess I didn't realize in the past how much I truly do love and feel grateful for the time that I do have with my family. So finding those things that you absolutely love, right? That brings you that other connection, right? Spending time with my family, like that's connection for me. That's a value that's being solicited, right? Love, right? Affection, peace, right? That that fills me up. So figuring out what fills up your cup, and we can do a million exercises on this. What fills up your cup? What makes you happy? What feels content? What feels purposeful right now? Because nothing else is going to come forward is going to feel good until you feel that now. Just saying, this is a brain thing, okay? And a law of attraction thing, because they're both interconnected. So whatever you believe in, it is neurologically true. If you don't feel the emotions that you want to feel now, nothing else is going to come in and make you feel that. Only you can make yourself feel that. It's hard. Don't get me wrong. It's fucking hard, okay? And it's also easier than you think. Shift your perception. Go back and watch my video about shifting your perception about life, right? Seeing things from new eyes. Focusing on the moment. Start doing things with intention and purpose now. Now. You don't feel purposeful? Fuck. I don't feel purposeful right now, right? But I feel purposeful in this moment with you right now, right? Then I might think, oh, I feel purposeful as a mom. Like, I'm doing a great job as a mom. Maybe I'm not the best mom, but I'm fucking doing a good job for me, right? I feel purposeful in helping others, right? I feel purposeful in helping myself, okay? So what you deem purposeful, what's your definition of life's purpose, is entirely up to you. If you think the life purpose lies outside of you or is to play instruments or whatever, what's happening is you're putting a cap on, actually you're trapping yourself in essence, that this could only be your life purpose, right? For me, I was like, only helping moms is my life purpose. Well, maybe it was for a while. Maybe it will still be. I don't know. But it can't only be that, right? I have lots of purposes. I could do lots of things. I got lots of information in this freaking head of mine, right? Like, I could do this, right? I could feel purposeful just getting on here and talking. Like, I love this. I don't even care if anybody listens or not. Like, I am listening to myself. And that's the beauty of it. Like, I love this. It lights me up. It makes me feel really good. I have no idea why. But maybe that's my purpose, to make me feel purposeful, right? Talking to myself. I don't know. But don't put yourself in this box that you need to have this life purpose, right? You are purposeful in your life in general. And go and watch that movie Soul. See how it makes you feel. Because you might feel like, I was like, oh yes, my life purpose. Yes, that's how I feel. And then I got to the end and I was like, oh, maybe I've been thinking about this all wrong. Right? It's okay to be wrong, guys. It's okay to change your perception and your mind about things. It's okay. It's all right to just be like, shit, like, fuck. I thought about things wrong, or not wrong, just differently, Maybe it's time to change it. Maybe it's time to see that just life itself is a purpose. Right? And it's beautiful. Even in all the fucking chaos. It's beautiful. We live on an amazing planet. Spiraling through fucking space. Like, what? And now it's, spring. It may be winter or fall or summer, whenever you're listening to this. But, there's beauty all around you. There's life. I know it's so hard to see it sometimes. I do. If anybody knows, I know. But I think that if you watch this movie Soul and you get to the end, especially the pizza part, that's one of my favorites. And her just like, yes, right? Because I think we lose ourself, right? Our soul. Like in the movie Soul, she becomes a lost soul in this endless search for feeling purposeful or for feeling fulfilled or abundant or, rich or happy or famous or whatever. We lose ourselves. We lose ourselves. And I think the only way we can truly find ourselves, truly find fulfillment and purpose is finding it right now, even if it's hard, right? Even if it's hard to train your brain, I know it can be difficult. It could also be really easy, depending on what technique you use. um, but yeah, finding it now, you know, you don't have, you may have 100 years. I don't fucking know. You may have a day. Why not find some purpose right now? Find the things in your life right now that are great, even if it doesn't seem like they are. There are great things, I promise you. There are great things. Find some. Rethink your definition of life purpose. Maybe there's some truth to what I'm saying. Maybe there's some truth to what you believe. Maybe they're both true. Maybe there's even more than one truth about life purpose, right? I think I'm starting to notice that there are way more perceptions and perspectives of certain things in life, and it's okay to have more than one. It's okay to have opposing thoughts or opposing views, and seeing other people's views and saying, hey, maybe that is true too. I don't know. Maybe they both can be true, right? And we'll get more into that, but I think that this was a really great discussion that we had today on life purpose, and it not being what you think, right? Okay. So if you haven't already, please subscribe. If you like this video, please give it a like. Please share with your friends. And I am so thankful that you joined me today. It is my honor to be here with you, all you beautiful souls. And it has been a pleasure interacting with you and having this wonderful, even exchange of energy. And hopefully this was eye-opening for you and healing. And if it wasn't, that's okay too. If you don't agree with me, that's all right. You are entitled to your own opinion and your own truth. That is life, okay? And I don't always agree with me either. And be open to change your mind. I change my mind all the time. I think that I'm wrong. I think that I'm right. I'm wrong. I'm right. I change it all the time, and that's okay. All right? Just be you. Figure out your own truth. What goes in your brain? Change it a little bit. Okay? All right. Thank you all so much for joining, and I will see you tomorrow, next time. It has been my pleasure.